Hi guys, it's Tiffany. So we're going to be making 3 clean eating recipes. So I will show you, I got all of these off of Pinterest. So let me show you the pictures of what we'll be making. So we have the clean eating jalapeno popper mac and cheese, chicken fried rice, oops, and vegetable fritters. Yeah, that's true. So for the jalapeno, so for the jalapeno mac and cheese, we will be needing macaroni, olive oil, onion, jalapenos, garlic. It's garlic. Can you say garlic? Ground mustard, flour, milk, Monterey, or I'm doing Colby and Monterey Jack cheese. Yes, oh, those are spicy. And breadcrumbs and salt and pepper to taste. So I'll link the recipe below so you can have the exact measurements for the ingredients. So let's get started here. Preheating the oven to 400 degrees. So I'm boiling the water on the stove, and I like to add a lot of salt to my water when I'm cooking pasta. So you can add a little bit of flavor to the pasta itself. I'm going to put this lid on here so it heats up faster. Okay, and while the water is heating up and getting ready to boil, I'm going to go ahead and chop this onion. The jalapenos I have are from my garden, so I'm not sure how spicy they'll be, but hopefully not too spicy for the kids. There's only 2 of them in the whole recipe, so it shouldn't be too bad. It's great onion stuff. So the water's just starting to boil, so I'm going to add the 3 cups of macaroni. So almost all of the 1 pound bag, not quite. I'm just cooking it according to the package directions at 67 minutes, but I'll go on the lower side since we're going to be baking this anyway. And I have my large saucepan heated over medium heat. Let that heat up a little bit. I read somewhere that you're supposed to do that before you put the oil in. I'm gonna kind of eyeball 2 tablespoons of olive oil in here. It's about 1. About 2. Let that heat up for a minute. Jalapenos and the onions and saute those for about 5 minutes. Okay, and I'm going to drain my macaroni that's finished cooking. I love this pot and pan set. It's the Teflon pot and pan set. You don't even need a colander to drain. It just comes with a lid that drains. It's the best. Ooh, that's a lot of steam. A little facial. Okay, and I'm going to add a spoonful of the minced garlic. Just 1 garlic clove. And let that cook for about a minute. Stir it around so it doesn't burn. My mustard powder. Whole wheat flour. This as healthy as you'd like it, as long as you have the right ingredients. Healthier options, everything counts, right? Okay. And we're just going to season it with some salt. And some pepper. We're going to stir that around for about a minute longer. I think this is going to be good. Well, at least the grown-ups will like it for sure. Hopefully the kids too. My son saw a picture of it and he picked that out for a night's dinner through recipes. It's gotta be a good sign, right? Okay, so now we're gonna add the milk. And pour that in quickly. Whisk that constantly. I'm going to bring that to a boil. And once it's to a boil, we whisk it constantly for about a minute more. So now we want to turn off the heat and wait for the heat. And then we're going to add our shredded cheese. This is simply our cheese sauce. Let's try that out. A lot of cheese. Super cheesy. And then also, I forgot to mention in the ingredients list, we're also using 4 ounces of cream cheese. Feeling so gourmet today with this mac and cheese. Okay, my bad. I'm just gonna take some of this cheese off. Apparently you were supposed to leave half a cup. No, it's about half a cup, right guys? And we're gonna put that on the very top. After we put it in the pan. Alright, so we're gonna stir that together until it's all mixed in. And now it says to add the pasta to the sauce. I think it's going to be a lot easier if I just add the sauce to the pasta. Looks like a white, kind of like a white macaroni and cheese. Oh my god, that's so good. Okay. Okay, and I'm just gonna transfer this to a baking dish. Hopefully it all fits. And that dish has already been sprayed with cooking spray. Easier clean up. So this makes a lot of mac and cheese. So good for big families. And mac and cheese always freezes really well, so you can always do that and have the rest another time. Or if you like leftovers, you can do that. Just put that in. Okay, and then we're gonna top with the breadcrumbs and the remaining shredded cheese that I fished out. Oh, it can have a nice little crunch on the top. Top it with cheese. Like we need any more cheese, right? Bake it in the oven. Pop it in here. For about 30 minutes. And while we're waiting the mac and cheese baking in the oven, we have Chef Jessa. Can you say hi? Hi. What are you cooking today? Are you cooking mac and cheese too? Yeah. Hi. Alright, so I forgot to picture a video of the mac and cheese coming in the oven, but this
Look
is
at my
hand,
ma'am. Look at my hand, ma'am. Look at my hand, ma'am.
So we're gonna do
Ma'am, look at my hand.
We're gonna be making the chicken fried rice recipe. And so this recipe calls for chicken breast. I'm using chicken tenders, that way I don't have to cut them up. So it's a little shortcut. And onion, bell pepper, ginger, eggs, soy sauce, and sesame oil. And I might just throw in some frozen peas and carrots just to kind of add some color and some more vegetables to the meal. Okay, so it also calls for some rice. So I've already cooked the rice, and it also says in the recipe to let the rice cool after you've cooked it. So I cooked my rice in the pressure cooker. It's my favorite way to cook rice. I did 2 cups of rice and also 4 cups of water, and added some butter to it, some seasoned salt, a couple of teaspoons of I can't think of the word, chicken stock, and like the powdered chicken stock that you can get in the jar, and some pepper, and I think that's it. And you just mix that up and you cook it on high pressure for 15 minutes. And I just let it naturally release, and after that was done, I went ahead and put it in the fridge. So I did that earlier. So I'm only going to use half of the amount of rice that I actually cooked. I'm going to use the rest for leftovers, maybe in other meals later this week. So let's get started. Okay, so I have a large skillet here. And I will be heating the olive oil, some olive oil in the large skillet over medium heat. So turn that on there. And just add some olive oil to it. And I just eyeball it. See how much you might need to keep everything from sticking to the pan. Looks good. And while heating up in the pan. I'm just gonna go ahead and start chopping my vegetables. Chopping up my onion. I'm just using half an onion, so it calls for half an onion. Stadium Patrick in the background. This is the easiest way to get all the seeds out. I won't chop it too small because it's going to cook down. So it should be fine. By the time we're done with all of this, the oil should be heated up ahead. Start sauteing the onion, and the bell pepper, and the chicken. And the ginger as well. I always feel like with kids, you have to cook really fast because they could just come up at any second and want to be picked up or see what's going on. It's kind of tricky to do that, chop vegetables with one hand. So I always try to do it really fast. So at least those parts are done really quickly. Let me see how much ginger. So we're just using a tablespoon of ginger. So I have some left over. I had made some turmeric paste to make some golden milk. It's been my nighttime drink lately before bed. So here. Like a chunk of it here. I always feel like they give you so much at the grocery store when I order ginger root. They give me this gigantic root and I never end up using it in time. So I've been trying to find different recipes that I can actually make use of it with so I don't waste it this time. Just peeling the root with my knife here. I find that pretty easy. Chop that. Like this is gonna add a lot of good flavor. The fresh ginger. So much different than when you use the powdered ginger. Not quite the same. It tastes way better, I think. I have an extra step chopping it and peeling it, but sometimes worth it, right? I always get sad whenever we get sushi to go. If they forget to put ginger in with our sushi roll, like, oh my gosh, I just love the ginger and the wasabi. Have to have both of those things. Alright, so that's all chopped up here. Just check my recipe real quick. Alright, so we're going to put all this into the pan for about 4 to 5 minutes. So let's switch over here. There we go. Put all this stuff in first. Good sound, right? And then spin up here. Put that in. mix all this in. Go. 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and it's done cooking for 5 minutes, so I'm going to add my rice into it. So I use brown rice. I always try to use like a whole wheat version of pasta or brown rice. It's a little bit healthier for us. And also going to add also 3 tablespoons of water. Add that in there too. And we're going to increase the heat to medium-high. Stir fry time. And I'm going to go ahead and beat the eggs here. And we will be adding these to the stir fry pan in just a second here. Those are mixed together. So they want us to go ahead and push aside enough room, make enough room for the eggs. I wish I had a bigger pan, but this is the biggest that I have, so I don't know if y'all have this problem when cooking sometimes. So that should be enough room for 2 eggs. And we're just kind of supposed to scramble them to the side here. So, incorporate that together. My pan's overflowing. But it's all good. Try to clean up later, right? I feel like next time I might just chop up my chicken a little bit, just kind of smaller pieces, and get more flavor to it. I did salt and pepper the chicken. I didn't mention that earlier, but whenever I was cooking it, I just decided to use a little added flavor. Okay. So that's in. I'm probably just going to put in my eating carrot thing. Just a small amount, just to add some extra color and texture, nutrition to the meal. Just so they can thaw out real quick. So I would just eyeball it as much as you think fits in there. About half of my bag here. That's a great thing about recipes like this. You can just kind of add in whatever you want to it. Make it according to your taste. You know that would be really good with this too, cauliflower rice. Would probably work well with this too. So I might try that next time. Even healthier option. So that's a thing. I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of the soy sauce. You could probably also use the aminos, the liquid aminos. It's a good substitute for soy sauce. Oh, Alright. What happened? Oh, okay. I've done some Mario videos. Sesame oil. And this is now a one-pot meal. Or one pan meal. Mario time. We got a quick toss together. My son is super into Mario right now. He just turned 5 and we threw him a Mario birthday party. Now, it was just the 4 of us because of the COVID thing, but it was still really fun. We had a good time. A lot of good family time together. And we did not feel exhausted like we do usually after birthday parties. So it was actually kind of nice, but we did miss our friends and family. So because I didn't chop my chicken up, I'm just going to cut into it real quick to make sure it's finished cooking. And you can also, it says in the recipe to top it with scallions. We actually ran out of scallions, so we used it for a different recipe, but this week I thought we'd have enough, but we didn't. So normally I would do that. Okay, so it looks like everybody's cooked through. Alright, and that is it. One pot, one pan meal. Okay, so we're going to be making the vegetable fritters tonight.
Oh yeah?
For dinner.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Excuse the mess. So this recipe is going to call for zucchini, and it calls for a red bell pepper. I'm going to go ahead and use the green one because that's what I had on hand. And it also calls for scallions, but I have chives on hand, so I feel like it gives also a good flavor. Thyme. You can use fresh or dried. I'm using dried because I already have that. Paprika, olive oil, black pepper, salt, 2 eggs, and flour. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start off by shredding our zucchini. Fun part, right? I guess I could use a food processor, but get a little arm work out. 2 for 1.
What are you talking to, Mom?
The camera. You want to come say hi?
Hi.
My son Jackson. He's working on drawing some superheroes. Excuse the no makeup today. I did a grocery pickup this morning, so I never really got around to putting it on. Kind of got to a certain point in the day where it was like, what's the point? So here I am at 4 o'clock. Alright, I can feel it in my arms. There's some muscle going. Okay, that's all rated up. Now on to the second one. So it calls for 2 zucchini, or 2 cups of zucchini grated. So I just got 2 of them. Luckily they turned out to be pretty good size. So I think this is going to work out. Almost done grating this one. So this is kind of a meatless meal that we're having today. Alright, so that's all finished here. Alright, that's a lot. That's good. So we're going to put this into a colander and sprinkle some salt over it. And I'm just going to put my colander, it's a nice little colander that kind of can hang over the sink. So I'm just going to put that on the sink. And we're going to let that sit for 10 minutes, and what that will do is it'll get all the water out from the zucchini and have it prepped and ready for the fritters. So. Okay, so it's in the colander over the sink, so we're just going to do a small amount of salt over the whole thing to help release the water. We're going to let that sit, like I said, for 10 minutes. Alexa, timer 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Starting now.
All right, so the 10 minutes is up. So now we're just going to kind of press this down a little bit to get all the water out as much as we can. Squeeze it. It's like the gross part to me. It's okay. Oops. Doesn't fit perfectly in my sink, but almost. Okay, and I can see all that water going down into, oh my gosh, sorry, down to the sink. I think my sink's a little wide for this. But. So we're just going to squeeze out as much water as we can. Okay. To take our beaten eggs, the 2 beaten eggs, and we're going to put them into a large bowl. Okay, and then we're going to add in our zucchini. And our chopped bell pepper and scallions, or in my case, chives. Should be pretty tasty. Smells good. Wash my hands off real quick. Okay, and we'll add our flour using whole wheat flour. Basically the rest of the ingredients, so I'll link the recipe below so you guys have everything you need. So it's a 4th teaspoon of kosher salt. And 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper. And 2 teaspoons of the dried thyme. It's a little bit more if you're using fresh, but are not. Although fresh always seems to taste a lot better. And 1/8 teaspoon of paprika. Really well combined. I feel like I should start using my left hand when I'm cooking sometimes, just to get an even workout, right? Okay, so that's all mixed together. Okay, so I have my large pan heated on medium heat, and I put some olive oil in there to heat that up too. So we're going to put just some mounds of the fritters in here. however many will fit in your pan at a time. Be able to do 4 right there. And then you want to press them down with a spatula to flatten them out a little bit. They don't have to be perfect. They're homemade, right guys? So, home cooked meals. That's what it's all about. So you want to cook them for 2 to 3 minutes. Just checking them until they get a golden brown per side. Alexa, timer 3 minutes.
3 minutes, starting now.
Okay, so this is them after 3 minutes on each side. They got pretty golden brown. So I'm going to do one more batch. Alright, so this is what they turned out like. You can top them with light sour cream or Greek yogurt, and I also sprinkle a little bit of dill on top. Make it a little tasty, and just serving fruit. And I know it's not very clean eating to eat a biscuit with it, but that's what the baby was craving tonight, so that's for dinner. So thank you for watching these videos, and I hope that you guys subscribe, and we will be posting more clean eating recipes to our channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed everything on here. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And I'll have all the recipes linked below. Bye. Focus.